Hey everybody, how you doing today? This is becoming a largely watched episode. We do it every Friday at 9:30 Pacific, and we pick one market from across the country, and my good friend Emil and I go through it and talk about it, what makes it good, what makes it bad. I of course don't know these markets, but I ask a bunch of questions and we see what's what. So let's welcome Emil to the show. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on. Excited to be with you on another Friday.
Yeah, these videos get a lot of comments, right? A lot of investors are interested in different markets we talk about. They make suggestions, they ask questions. And most importantly, I'm glad you go back and check on them because I don't know about any of these markets. So what do you got for us today?
Yeah, it's been nice that like each subsequent week, I think we're getting a more diverse group of comments and people asking for different cities. So it's been great. So this week we have San Antonio, Texas, and Texas has been such a hot state that people are interested in. So I'm excited to tackle Texas on today's episode.
Just a total left turn here just for a second. I don't know if you saw that video, but Jonathan and Twomley and I talked about why investors might want to think about avoiding states that have no income tax. Did you see that video yesterday?
I saw the headline and I didn't have a chance to, I saw it in passing and didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm probably going to
basically the nutshell is, you know what, if they don't have state income tax, the city's going to get money some way, somehow. And property taxes are a big old bucket for them to go after. That's the net of it. But it was an interesting brain tease because so many people say, go to Texas, go to Florida, go to Tennessee, go to Nevada because of no state income tax. So I don't know. It was a brain tease, but let's talk about San Antonio, Texas. What do you got?
Yeah, that's a big one with Texas. And, if people are on Roofstock, you can see in our pro formas, the property tax, you got to be careful of that property tax. It's huge.
Yeah. And the biggest thing for me as an investor, and I'm so thankful I didn't pull the trigger back in 08, is it resets every year. So you can calculate cash flow the day of acquisition, but it's kind of like an HOA, right? It's kind of like a yearly HOA that only goes up. Right. I guess it's theoretical property taxes could go down, but I bet that's rare. So it's like an HOA that can go up, and I freaking hate HOA. So it's just, I don't know. It was interesting to think about. So
yeah. And they don't care if rents are rising. They'll change the property tax if they need money.
I know a couple of California investors who've been in Texas for a decade. Now it's fair to say they did do a cash out refi 5 or 6 years ago, but now they're upside down, right? Wow. Their refi still kept cash flow, but now property taxes have adjusted because Texas is flying. Texas is hot. Right. And the cities are just ratcheting up those property taxes. So anyways, I digress. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Just something for, not
something else to chew on.
Exactly. Be conscious of it as you're looking at Texas. All right. So our MSA name, San Antonio, New Braunfels.
I did not know that. I would have thought San Antonio was big enough just to be San Antonio, but okay.
I thought so too. So the greater MSA population of San Antonio, 2.55 million, which ranks it at number 24 in the country.
Wow. I would have guessed that 2.5 mil. Texas, everything's bigger in Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. And so get this, the square mileage of the MSA is 7,387.
That there would be Texas. Yeah.
It's a huge MSA. I think when we were looking at Detroit last week, it was 3,900, even though I think the MSA population was bigger.
Yeah. Crazy. Okay.
So the city population is 1.5 million, which ranks it at number 7 in terms of cities.
That's interesting. That's the first MSA I remember where the city was more than half of the MSA. So again, a pretty high concentration.
Yep.
San Antonio proper. Cool.
Yeah. And that city is only 505 square miles.
Oh, wow. So it's less than 10% of the overall. So that just means like in Texas, there are a lot of dirt in Texas. That's what that means. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So this is probably what's attracted investors to Texas for a while. So the MSA population growth since 2010, according to census data, up 19%.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow. And that's 19% on a real number. That's not like 19% on 100. That's 19% on 1.3 million or 1.4 million. Wow.
Right.
That's nuts. That's some growth right there. That's wow.
Yeah. And then the city population is up 17% since 2010.
Oh, okay. So the bigger 19 is the MSA cities. That's still.
Yeah.
I
Huge
mean,
growth.
I mean, how are you building housing? I mean, you just got to be building, and you just got to keep on building. Wow, that's nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah, you'll see it in the single family permits. It's gonna crush anything else we've talked about
I
so
would
far.
hope so. 1,000,005 more people.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So the median household income in San Antonio, according to 2019 census data, was 58,200.
I was guessing in my head 52. All right, 58. That's pretty significant, right? That's knocking on the door of 60. I don't remember one being higher than that. And again, that's 1,000,005 people. So that's a big ass number.
I think the only one we've covered that has been higher, which is ironic, is St. Louis, which is 60. I think it was like 62,000 was the median income. And it's crazy because it's such an affordable place to live still.
Okay.
And the income is still high.
I'm guessing there's not 1,000,005 people though.
not in the city. The MSA is pretty large. I think it's over 2 million, but the city was like 300,000. It's a lot of like diverse people living in the county and cool. The greater MSA.
All right.
So our number of units of housing stock in San Antonio, we have 914,000 according to John Burns data, which is 34% renter occupied.
So it's a little less, or a little more than the national average. I'm going to peg the national average at 32, right? 68, 32. So you're 66, 34. That kind of, for Texas, I guess that makes sense. Okay.
And so the 2020 single family permits estimate that I was alluding to earlier, 9,911, which I think, most of the markets we've been talking about are in the 3,000 to 5,000 range. And this is, doubling that.
Yeah. I would have actually expected that to be much larger. I would have guessed it was closer to 50,000.
I wonder what it'll be next year, now that there's been a lot of net migration into Texas from like California and stuff.
Next year, yeah.
Yeah, is it going to rise? And even with that 2020 number is up 18% year over year.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
All right, moving into home price and rent data. So again, this is all John Burns data. So last week we switched over to say the entry-level single-family home price, which is homes that recently sold for a price equal to 80% of the market's median sales price.
All right, I'm going to take a guess here just because I like having fun. It's Friday morning. It's a good day to guess. San Antonio, 80% of median, 60K income, 212.
You're close on the existing home sale. So on the entry-level single-family home price as of November 2020, 188,400.
Okay. All right.
Which is up 7.8% year over year. And then the existing median home price, I was wrong. It's higher than that. It's 259,964.
Wow, 259.
Yeah. A lot of appreciation in
Texas. Texas is going to be on fire for several years to come. I think it's a great owner occupant market. I think investors just got to be careful because again, that property tax, just budget for it, right? Because it'll go up and it's likely going to inflate for the next several years. So just don't get caught like some of the people I know have. Right.
Yep. Great advice there. The median single family rent on those entry level homes that we talked about at 188,400, 1,500.
I would have nailed that one. 1,500. Yep. Okay.
I gotta let you guess more.
Yeah, that's fun, man. Yeah, exactly. I would have guessed 1,500 on the nose.
What do you think year over year rent growth on that entry level home has been?
I'll go 8%.
I was really shocked by this. Only 2%.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, you know what? That kind of goes back to my thesis. If you listen to my channel and the daily financial news and my history, prices go up first, rents lag. So rents will probably be up next year by a larger amount,
right?
Historically speaking. So that's cool. 2%. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably, and I think with the recession that we just experienced, I don't think a lot of people are trying to raise rent on people.
I know. I didn't raise rents for the year I guess I did in January on a few people, but yeah, February through December, no rent increases last year.
Same. Okay. What do you think single family gross yield was, which you can kind of
Texas. Into? Yeah. I'm going to go 8%, 8.5.
7.3. Very close.
8%. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's what you'd guess in Texas, right? And again, I got to go back to do the math, because it might be 7.3 at day of acquisition, but if you have no rent growth, which we just talked about, 2%, and prices go up, that property tax is going to eat into that, and that's what people are finding. So just be careful.
Yep. And to wrap up this section, home occupancy rate is at 93.4%. So pretty healthy.
Yeah, pretty healthy. Cool.
Okay, moving on to employment stats. So our industry sectors in San Antonio include information technology and cybersecurity, new energy, life science and healthcare, aerospace and aviation, military and defense, financial services, and advanced manufacturing.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
You got a couple million people.
Diverse.
Pretty much everything.
Yep, very diverse. The unemployment rate in San Antonio was 6.3% as of October 2020. And prior to this recession from the pandemic, it was approaching a 20-year low in San Antonio.
Do you have the number, or just that qualitative statement?
I just have that.
Yeah. So it's probably sub 4%, I would guess, would be a 20-year low before the pandemic. And now it's spiked to 6.3 or whatever it was, or it's up. I wouldn't call that a spike. It's up 50%. Yeah.
Oh, so I clicked in the article. I had the link. This was in May of 2019. They were saying the region's unemployment rate fell to 2.9%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
that's
super low.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny when I was in school getting my various degrees, they always talked about full employment at, 5.5 or 6%. Now they're recalibrating at 3.5, and there you go at 2.9. I mean, geez, wow, that's crazy. That's healthy.
Yeah, very impressive. And then a few of the companies with headquarters in San Antonio that people might be familiar with: HEB supermarket chain, financial service and insurance company USAA, Rackspace, CPS Energy, Toyota has their headquarters there, Valero Energy, and Clear Channel Communications are some of the top employers in the area.
Very cool.
Okay, moving on to our rental and real estate market stats. So according to Realtor.com, as of December 2020, median days on market, 83 days.
Oh, that would have been more than I expected.
Yeah, Realtor.com actually, they have like this scale where they say it's a buyer's market or a seller's market based on these different factors. They actually, which I didn't think there was anywhere in the country that had this, they had it heavily on the buyer's market side for San Antonio.
Interesting. Well, that's going to get a bunch of people to reply. You're going to get some angry comments now. Oh my God, what's he talking about? How can San Antonio be a buyer's market? It's Texas. It's so hot. I can see the comments already, but
yeah. And people saying, I've been trying to buy in San Antonio and I can't find anything. I don't know.
Yeah, nothing makes sense. What are you talking about? Again, folks, don't blame us, blame Realtor.com. If you're going to be angry, go there. That's the source of the data.
All right. So of the 173 neighborhoods in San Antonio, Realtor.com reports that the Dominion is the most expensive neighborhood with a median listing price of $750,000.
Wow. And
on the other end of the spectrum, the neighborhood that is the most affordable is called Highland Hills, where the median listing price is $147,000.
Yeah, that's a swing. 20% less, or 20% of. Wow, 700K to 140. Okay.
And so in terms of most affordable neighborhoods for renters, so flipping on the rent side, those include Quintana, Wheatley Heights, and Sunny Slope, where rents are less than $900 per month. And the most expensive neighborhoods in San Antonio for renters are Avenida, Guadalupe, King William, and downtown San Antonio, where rents go as high as $4,800 per month.
Jesus, $4,800. Damn, that's San Francisco numbers. Okay.
And that's according to Zumper data.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, and our last section, quality of life. So Forbes ranked San Antonio 44th in the nation for job growth, 48th best place for business and careers, and 55th for the cost of doing business. Wallet Hub ranks San Antonio, the San Antonio metro area, among the top 70 best cities in the country for jobs. The metro area is ranked by U.S. News and World Report as the 41st best place to live and the 24th best place to retire in the country. You got to love how they come up with these things. And the cost of living in San Antonio is just 2% above the national average. So we've covered a lot of markets under the national average. I think San Antonio might be one of the first ones over.
Yeah, just over. Yeah, again, folks, Texas got a lot going for it. I think Texas is going to be bigger population wise in the next decade. Just do your homework, learn your market, figure out where you want to be. I think there's a lot going there. Lots of people ask, no, I'm not going to be investing in Texas. I'm comfortable where I'm at. And frankly, I'm not investing in any of the cities we talk about. We produce this video weekly for you because a lot of you ask me about other markets, and I don't know any other markets. I know one market. So, Emil, any closing thoughts as we head into the weekend?
So I saw Philadelphia as another common one from our episode last week. So next week's episode should be covering Philadelphia for anyone who's curious about that market.
Awesome, folks. And then do yourself a favor. I will give a link in the description below. Use that link, register for Roofstock, poke around, look what's going on. And if you actually buy something, you get $1,000 back as a little thank you from us, from Roofstock, for watching the channel. All right, buddy. Enjoy your weekend. All right.
Thanks. You too.
All right.